Hey, I'm Rupinder from Herman Study Zone. So today we are going to talk about a story that you enjoyed in your childhood. है ना? So this cue card can be either your recent activity, a story that you enjoyed recently, that you read recently, or it could be any interesting story that you know, or it can be your childhood activity as well. So you can mold the story like the beginning of the situation, like how did you come to hear it or to enjoy it. So you can mold the situation according to your cue card. So the story can be the same. Okay, let's start. Um, Listening to stories was always my favorite pastime, and it was always a wonderful time for me whenever I would listen to stories from my grandparents. And here I can think of a story about a farmer and his four sons. It so happened that the farmer was quite old and he was on his deathbed. Deathbed ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਜਦੋਂ ਕੋਈ ਪਰਸਨ ਮਰਨ ਵਾਲਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੇ deathbed ਤੇ ਹੈ and was on his deathbed. So he was quite worried about his four sons because they all were nefarious and good for nothing. Good for nothing na matlab hunda hai nikamma. His all sons were nefarious and good for nothing, and he wanted them to realize the value of hard work, and he wanted them to do something in their lives. So he just wanted to teach them a lesson. So he thought of a plan and he calls for them and told them like he had buried some treasure in their field and he wanted them to dig up that field and to take out the treasure. So on listening to it, all the four sons were overjoyed and they were just on cloud nine and they wanted to get that treasure as soon as possible. And they started digging up the field. But when they dug up the whole field, they were quite disappointed because there was nothing. And when they were sitting there hopelessly, one old man was walking past them. He asked them that why they were disappointed. He asked them that what was disappointing them or why they were disappointed, why they were so sad. So the four sons, they told him the whole story, like their father had told them about some treasure and there was nothing when they dug up the field. So the old and wise man advised them, like as they had already dug up the whole field, they should sow some crops over there because it would be again, it would be a gain, like they could gain something from it. So they acted upon his advice and they saw the crops, and surprisingly, they got a huge field because they had dug up thoroughly. So they got the fruit and they had a huge crop, and now they had realized that about what treasure their father was talking about. So otherwise they were cursing their father, but when they had got the huge crop, so they were very happy with it, and now they had understood that about what treasure their father was talking about. So this story still motivates me, like whenever I feel negative or I feel disappointed about something, so I always remind myself like hard work always pays. And so this is the story that I still remember from my childhood. Okay, so you can like mold the story and you can read the whole story, like you will have the picture of the whole cue card also. So I think it's very easy to learn because we have already heard about it. We have always we all have listened to this story in our childhood, and so I think it would help you to prepare a good story. Thank you.